Me a little bit about your journey here.
Well, I was a Latin American studies major in university, so Peru's kind of been a long time coming. It's been a passion of mine, studying conquistadors and indigenous information, cultural knowledge. And then when I found out about Chimbre from a friend, I knew I would end up here. I just didn't know how. So I saw the artist submission contest for the July retreat, the July retreat, and I put the new single from an EP my friend and I collaborated on called Cosmic Surfing. I threw it into the email submission, and within 15 minutes I started a dialogue with Rob, and he was extremely supportive, so I had a good feeling. And I told my boss I'm going to win this contest, so give me 3 weeks off.
And that's how it was.
Yeah.
So what does Cosmic Surfing, what's it about?
Cosmic Surfing was a brainchild of sorts of mine, where I sat down with my friend Shrikala and I said, I want to make a song about the connection between improvisation and spirituality. And for hip-hop artists, for MCs, improvisation manifests in something called freestyle, which is rhyming off the top of your head as soon as you wake out of bed, and never putting it down soft like lead, but getting it back together instead, or what have you. Something improvisational rhyming. And he said, okay, great. Yeah, he really liked the idea. Then we brought in every other kind of improvisation that we could think of. We both skateboard, so there's skateboarding references in the song. And, I just thought, that would be a really good thing to make a song about. Plus, I'm so political, and he's not political, my friend Shrikala. And then also my friend BS is not nearly as political. He sort of keeps me balanced. So it was the perfect way for all three of us to meet in the middle. And we started working on the hook, and Cosmic Surfing to us is just being able to flow, being able to ride the sound waves.
So you get here last Tuesday, yeah?
Yeah.
And how has it been? What did you do? You've done a San Pedro and Ayahuasca?
I've done San Pedro and Ayahuasca. It's been unbelievable. I think the jungle and the people have given me just as much information and just as much insight as any entheogens possibly ever could. So being able to work with people that are inspiring to me, and being able to work with medicines that are inspiring to me, has blown my mind and taken my writing in a completely new direction. So that's what I'm working on here the most, is using the time to connect with people and to write my thoughts.
So how were the journeys? What was the...
They were good. San Pedro was like 5 hours of Spanish lessons, and it's an extremely masculine energy, so it kind of brought out my my rebellious side, which doesn't generally need much prompting. And I came up here, I stormed around the jungle, I spoke in my second tongue. Spanish has never been extremely easy for me, but on San Pedro it just all came flowing, and then I got some information about our role on this planet in another language, which was interesting.
And the difference with the Ayahuasca?
The Ayahuasca is more loving, and it sort of embraces my sexuality in a way, and the vibration is of that nature. It corresponds with more of my body, whereas San Pedro was just kind of in my head, and I was vibrating and seeing kaleidoscopes of different color schemes, rainbow cones. It's like being in another universe. Whereas San Pedro, the visualizations were much more subtle, and you had to sort of really concentrate to bring them out.
You find El Maestro. Have you been able to talk with him? And
I've asked him a couple questions that got translated or or that I asked him in Spanish, and then his answers were translated back to me because I don't understand his accent very well. He seems very distinct, and I respect his path and what he's done here tremendously. It's incredible. Everything around it and everything around him is been very telling. So even if it's not necessarily what resonates with me, it certainly has worked for the people that are here, and I'm really proud to be part of that.
What do you mean it doesn't resonate with you? As in?
Some of his answers don't strike a chord with me necessarily, and I don't. It's not that they're wrong and I'm right. I have no idea, but he wouldn't be a teacher for me. He would more be just a respected elder. I wouldn't walk his path necessarily. It seems like that might be a more important first step for people who have their own belief patterns or understandings that don't generally vibe with the medicine, but I felt that mine always did, so I wasn't seeking a new way of understanding something, and I'm just naturally open, so I don't need to be, informed that an open approach is the best one.
So do you still feel medicine running through your body? I mean, like the synchronistic things that happen the days after?
Yeah. Synchronicity abounds. As far as the medicine, yeah, I know it's still there. It does its work in stages, I find. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had a massage yesterday that really worked through some of the cramping, and that was coming just naturally from sleeping on the planks and stuff like that. But it helps the medicine move through the body again to have massage and yoga, I find.
So what will you do when you get back to New York? Have you got anything in mind?
Yeah, I do. I have a couple of things. The medicine sort of gave me the beginning of a song that I'd like to finish working on, which was "Give in so you can speak out," and that was kind of a mantra for that night with the ayahuasca. And I know when I get back home, I'm gonna release that EP that Cosmic Surfing is the single of. That'll release that day. And then from there, I just want to make more music.
Tell me, how old were you when you first felt that there was a lot more to everything?
A lot of people seem to have this answer as well as myself, which is that it takes a very shocking moment, like a catalyst, to awaken. And I had always had a lucid dreaming experience from when I was very young, but one night I had a dream where angels were protecting me in a car crash, and then I think 2 weeks later I had that car crash.
Wow.
So after that point, I just sort of released any
doubt.
Yeah, released any doubt and any fear that I had about embracing a spiritual path, and ever since then, I mean, I just whisper to God and sort of take the synchronicities and the numerological alignments as signs that He's talking back to me.
Yeah.
Or she.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. It's
yeah, exactly.
It's the greatest source.
It's all
energy.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's numbers, isn't it? The synchronicity of numbers and things that happen, and suddenly you're understanding what the birds are saying, and you can really tune into the plants and the trees, and you can feel either that they're thirsty or that they're fatigued by all the polluted air around them.
Absolutely. I feel that the trees won't be quiet anymore. They aren't with me. I'm starting to, poke my ears out more and listen to this planet talk, and it does.
It certainly does. Well, thank you, Truth.
You're welcome. Thank you.